Good morning children, welcome to all of you in the physics class. Today I will explain the third video of the chapter elasticity for 11th class students. Today's topic is Poisson ratio. What is Poisson ratio? Poisson ratio is the ratio of lateral strain and longitudinal strain. What is lateral strain and longitudinal strain? That can be understand by this diagram. In this diagram, L is the initial length. After elongation, its length is increased by delta L, that is given here, and its diameter, that is initially capital D, and that is decreased by minus delta D. So we can say that Poisson ratio, that is denoted by letter sigma, is the ratio of lateral strain, that is delta D upon D, and longitudinal strain, that is delta L upon L. So we get here sigma is equal to delta R L upon delta L R, because the ratio of the diameters is equal to the ratio of their radiuses. So we can write here in the form of radius also. So don't be confused, delta R and R is replacement by the diameter to the radius. So we get this formula of Poisson ratio. What is the value of Poisson ratio for solids? This value is situated between -1 to 0.5 for most of the solids. Materials, it is lies between 0.25 to 0.35 maximum times. Okay, so now moving forward, next topic is work done in stretching wire, that is called elastic potential energy. When a wire is stretched, work is done against the interatomic forces. This work is stored in the form of elastic potential energy. Suppose the length of wire is capital L and area of cross section is capital A. Suppose on applying a force F along the length of the wire, the length increased by X. So longitudinal stress, that is F upon A, and longitudinal strain, that is X upon L. So what is the value of Young modulus? Stress upon strain, that is F upon A upon X upon L, that is FL upon AX. Now the value of F is written also like that, YA X upon L. Now if the wire is further increased by infinitesimal small length dx, then the work is done, and this is very little, that can be written here, dW is equal to F dx, and the value of F YA upon LX dx. After integrating with the limit x is equal to 0 to x is equal to L, we get here that W is equal to 0 to L YA upon L x dx, because this is a function of x. YA upon L is constant, then it taken to the outside. After integrating the value of x, we get x square by 2 here, and applying the limit 0 to L, we get 1 by 2 YA upon L into L square. So what comes here? 1 by 2 y L upon L into L upon L into AL. Why AL? Because capital L is multiplied numerator and denominator. This is notable thing here. In this line, capital L is multiplied in numerator and denominator. So this formula can be converted in this manner: 1 by 2 stress into strain into volume of the wire. Okay. So actually this work is done is the form of energy. So we write here U is equal to 1 by 2 stress into strain into volume. Elastic potential energy per unit volume, then we take volume here 1 meter cube, then U becomes 1 by 2 stress into strain, because stress is equal to Young modulus into strain. So we also write it in this manner: 1 by 2 Young modulus into strain square. This is the elastic potential energy formula. Now force produced in cooling of a stressed wire. This is the optional point, and this can be write like this: F is equal to Y A alpha delta T, because this is optional. So moving forward, some applications of elasticity which are given here. First applications is rope off cranes. A crane used for lifting and moving heavy vehicles, heavy loads from one place to the another. So it uses a iron or steel wire that have also checked their elastic limit. So it is very important to check their diameters of the rope and elastic limit, so that it can be used in the crane system. Now second use is design of bridge. A bridge should be designed such that under the load of traffic, its own load and vehicle's load, so it does not bend too much, otherwise it will break. So elastic limit can be checked before making it. So elastic limit is also checked in designing the bridges. Third use is in estimating the maximum height of a mountain on earth. Suppose that Himalaya or so many mountains are situated on the earth. Their height can be calculated by this manner. At the base of mountain, the stress due to the rock material should be less than the critical shearing stress at which the rock begins. It means at the base of a mountain, the stress due to their load or overburden rock material should be less than the critical shearing stress at which the rock begins to flow. Now moving forward, what is the explanation of elasticity on the basis of atomic model? Look in this diagram. Everything is made by the atoms, and in this model it is supposed that every atoms can be connected with the spring. When any external force applied, then it safe deform, and just like a spring, when get removed the external forces, it obtained their original shape and size. This is the basic concept of atomic model for elasticity. And on behalf of this, interatomic force constant can be shown here. Suppose we take here a diagram. Suppose we take a strip that have the initial length L and interatomic distances R0, and after applying some force, its distance increased by delta L and its atomic distances increased by delta R. Then what comes here? If external force value is F, then F is equal to Kx, where K is the force constant and X is the increased length. Suppose that. So where K is the constant, that is called force constant. The interatomic force F dash, which is also right here in the equation number 1, F dash is equal to K delta R, where K is interatomic force constant. Interatomic force constant. Delta R is the distance between two atoms. So moving forward, let capital L be the length of the wire and R0 be the normal distance between the atoms of the wire. Then what comes? Longitudinal strain is equal to small l upon capital L. That is also right here, delta R upon R0. Since the distance between two atoms is R0, there will be on average one chain of atoms in cross section area R0 square of the wire. So if area is A, then number of chains is A upon R0 square. Therefore, the interatomic force, that is force acting on chain, is equal to F dash is equal to external force divided by number of chains, that is F upon A upon R0 square, that becomes F R0 square upon A. Therefore, interatomic force constant is K is equal to F dash upon delta R, and after putting the value of F dash, we get Fr naught square upon A upon delta R. We get F upon A R naught upon delta R multiplied by R naught. Moving forward, because delta R can be right here in the form of force constant K, so it becomes F upon A into L upon A into R naught, or F upon A upon small l upon capital L R naught. So this is called Young modulus. So K is equal to Y R naught. So we can say that interatomic force constant K is equal to the product of Young modulus of the material of the wire and the normal distance R naught between the atoms of the wire. In this way, we can conclude it. Thank you all of you. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks a lot.